Hello everyone, welcome to Triaright. This is batch 365. Myself Sujit. In this session, we are going to learn write access mode that's available in our file handling. Okay. In the previous session, we are already completing our read access mode. Means by the help of our read access mode, we can read all the content by the help of our different method like our read line or read lines. Okay, then what about our write access mode? That's work. Okay, so every time we know that our file handling will be based upon our opening a file and performing some operation and closed it. Okay, like that also here the write access mode also will be work like that. Okay, every time first whenever I'm just try to open a file, if I'm not giving any access mode, by default it will be take as my read access mode. Okay, if I'm trying to pass the access mode like your W, means W will be represent our write access mode. Okay, so in Python write access mode is represented by our lowercase w. Okay, then what is the use of this method is used to create or override the data or the content inside a file. Okay, so now in my sample.txt I have hello everyone and hello Triaright. Okay, now if my requirement will be I want to open this sample.txt file by the help of our write access mode. So at that time, if the data will be presented, all the data are erased. Okay, now if I try to check this one, we are trying to check. Okay, so here I'm just trying to open sample.txt and I will be open by the help of our write access mode. Okay, after this open method will give me a file object. Okay, so after this file object, if I'm trying to run this one, so guys just see, if I try to run this one and I will be come to my sample.txt, so automatically my data will be gone. Now if I try to check in your local disk also, here also all the data are gone. So guys just see here the sample.txt having no content or no data. Okay, now we know that if the file will be already present, then if I still try to open by the help of our write access mode, all the data are deleted. Then what about if the file will be not available? Okay, now if I'm trying to adding a file, or we can say that open a file, that file will be not available in this folder. So at that time it will be create that one file. Okay, if I try to check in your local disk also, here also it will be creating. So if in the interview they going to ask you how to open a file, so you can say that in Python we can use the method called our open method. If the file will be already available, if the file will be already available and still you want to open by the help of our write access mode, all the data are gone. If the file or the data will be not presented and still you want to create a new file will be created. Okay, so in the interview they might be asking you. After I am just trying to open that, first thing I need to check both the file will be readable or writable. So how to check? By the help of our file object. So here I need to check this first, it will be readable or not, then I need to check it is writable or not. So every time we are just try to use our object reference to print both the things. Okay, so in case of our read access mode, readable is give true and writable will be give me false. So in this case, if I try to doing that, so in this case the readable will be give me false and the writable will be give me true. Okay, so here the read line, sorry, so here I need to write writable. Okay, so because the write lines will be a method, that's why. So here I need to write the method called our write table. Okay, sorry for my mistake, I need to, so yeah, but the output will be same. So in case of our readable, it will be give me false because we are using the write access mode, and in place of our write table, it will be give me true because we are trying to use our write access mode. Okay, so every time if I try to check the file pointer, how to check our file pointer? By the help of our tail method. Okay, so here also we are just try to check the file pointer, means after opening a file, where my file controller, or we can say that pointer, will be pointing. So in this case, we are just try to write the tail method. Okay, now if I try to run this one, it will be give me 0 as my output, because if I try to open that, every time the cursor should be starting from the starting only. Okay, that's why. Then after opening a file, we are just try to performing some operation. Till now we are not performing. Okay, every time after performing you need to close. Okay, if you are not closing, it will be a not good practice. Okay, so make sure that after every operation you need to close your file. Okay, so till now we are just try to check the file will be readable or writable. Now my requirement will be I want to write. Okay, so if I want to write, I have two methods. One will be called our write and one more will be called our write lines. Okay, so what is the difference between write and write lines? We are trying to see now. Okay, so if my requirement will be I want to write a single line or multiple line, but only a one string, so at that time we are just try to use my write method, because the write method says that it is used to write the content into a file, but this write method will take only one string. Okay, if I want to write 100 lines, then at that time you need to write all the 100 line in a single line only. Means if I try to send the controller to the next line, you need to use your /n. Okay, but you cannot write in the multiple line. Okay, so how to check it once? Now we try to see now. So here I'm just try to create an extra variable to write our content. So here I'm just try to write we are the we are the future we are the future developers. Okay, so now I'm just try to write the content in my sample.1. So as of now in my sample.1 no data will be available. I'm just try to add that. So how to add that? By the help of our object reference dot write. Okay, so this write method always take one mandatory argument, that is called our string, or we can say that only one string. So here I need to write my string. Okay, so now if I try to run this one, it will be not giving any output, because we are just try to performing the operation. Now whenever I'm just try to come to my sample.1 txt, so here the data will be automatically added. If I try to check in your local disk, or we can say that local file also, it will be displaying the same output. Okay, so I'm just try to open my sample.1. Okay, so if you see here also, in the sample.1 we are the future developers. Okay, so now if I try to send the controller to the next line, so at that time you just need to use your /n, and here I need to write hello Triarights. Okay, so now I need guys, if I'm not executing, it will be not adding. So every time we are just try to run this file. Okay, after running this file, then only it needs to adding that particular things. Okay, if I try to print in a single line, means multiple line, so here it will be gives you the error. Guys, just see here it will be give me the error, means only one string you can do it possible. Okay, so this is all about our write access mode that's available. Okay, so every time after writing the content, you need to close the file. Okay, without closing, all the data will be not adding automatically in your file. Okay, now the next method one will be write lines. Okay, so what is the use of these write lines? Because here also we are trying to adding the data. Okay, because we are trying to use our write access mode. Okay, then what is the difference between our write and write lines? Okay, so in case of our write lines, this method is used to write multiple lines. Okay, here we are trying to write multiple lines, but in our write it only acceptable only one lines. Okay, that's why here we are just trying to do that. Okay, then here it will be taking only one called our string, but here we can use our collection data type. Okay, so write lines take one mandatory argument which must be a sequence, means you can pass a string also. If you want to pass a collection data type like our string, list, tuple, set, dictionary also, it possible. Okay, now I try to check it once. Okay, So now I'm just try to add a list on that. Okay. So here I'm just try to lines means the multiple lines I need to add. So here in the place of our list, I need to add. Okay. Inside the list, I just want to add some string. So here I'm just try to hello. Okay. And the second one after the line, I just want to send the controller to the next line. Okay. Then the next element I need to add Triarights. Okay, Triaright. Also here also I need to send the controller to the next line, and the next one called our hello India. Okay, so these are the data I'm just trying to add by the help of our write line. So after taking the content, or we can say that the data which you want to add, that then only you need to use your object reference. After writing here, you need to write your write lines. Okay, so here if I'm trying to add the lines, okay, so after this, if you see here, till now we are the future developers and hello Triaright. We know that if I'm still try to use the same thing, all the data will be gone. So I want to create a new file. So here I'm just try to use sample2.txt. Now if I'm try to run this one, so in the next in this folder, one more file will be created, and inside this file the hello Triaright and hello India will be get. Okay, now if I try to check in local disk also, it will be showing, but in place of our sample all the data are presented, because we know that data will be permanent. Okay, now if I try to say that sir, here also all the data will be form of our string. Okay, because here if I'm try to use the write, okay guys, just see the output. Guys, just see the right argument must be a string, but here we are passing a list. Okay, so make sure that whenever we are trying to write these things, you need to write your right lines, because we are trying to write your multiple lines. Okay, here also it will be taking the collection data type. Okay, so this is the main difference between our write and write lines. Okay, so now we are trying to come to our Word file, and we are trying to write the theoretical point that's available in case of our write access mode. Okay, so the first point, if file is present, if the file is present and still we want to open file using write access mode, write access mode, then the present data will be overridden. Okay, means the data will be deleted if file is not present. Okay, file is not present and still you want to open the file by using the write access mode, then a new file will be created. Okay, then the next point, we can add content to the file in this access mode. Okay, we can add the content. Okay, we can add the content to the file in this access mode. And the next point will be file pointer will be, so file pointer will be showing at the starting of the file. Okay, because here also we are trying to check the same thing. Okay, in the tail it will be give the output as my 0. It means in the starting of the file it will be reflecting. Then there are two methods. Okay, so there are two methods to add the data into a file. The methods are, first one called our write method, and the second one called our write lines. Okay, so directly we are just try to write the first point of our write, then you need to write our write lines. Okay, so what is the use of our write? Okay, so this method is used to This method is used to write the content or data into a file, into a file. Okay, now the next one, write method. Write method can write method can take only one strings only. Okay, then to save the content, we content into a file, content into a file, we have to close the file. We have to close the file by using close method. Okay, so this is all about our write method, and the next one called our write lines. Okay, what is the write lines will be stand here? We'll try to see now. So this method is used to write multiple lines. Okay, so this method is used to write multiple lines into a file. Okay, also write lines will write lines, okay, write lines will take, why it will be showing the error, write line still. Okay, so I need to, I think, write lines will take, write line will take one mandatory argument, that is collection data type. So collection data type, in the case of our, you need to write your string, list, then tuple, then set, or you can write your dictionary. Okay, so these are the collection. Okay, and must be string also. Okay, so in order to, okay, in order to send the controller, to the next line, we need to use our forward slash. Okay, so this is all about our write access mode that's available in our file handling. Okay, so in the upcoming session we are trying to discuss what is our append access mode. Then also we are trying to see one more method to open a file. Okay, as of now we have only one option to open a file, but we are trying to see one more method. Okay, so that's all for this session. Thanks for watching. Triaright.